Hi, this is Freedom from Condo Planet. I want to welcome you to another episode of our video series on Mississauga Condos for sale. Today I want to talk to you about 5 safety precautions for children living in Mississauga Condos. I want to first begin with emphasizing that Mississauga Condos are family friendly. In fact, I've developed a separate video which you can check out on condoplanet.ca about all the reasons why Mississauga Condos are family friendly, but just briefly. Living in a condo just allows you to have more time together as a family because you spend less time on maintaining things, shoveling snow, taking care of your lawn, and tinkering around with things in your house that need to be fixed. You just have more time together as a family, and there's less stress, and there's so much to do in a condo that it's so much fun with all the amenities from fitness center, swimming pool, bowling, theater, barbecue, you name it. There tends to be lots of things to do as a family. So there are a lot of benefits as a family. And as a parent, I just want to tell from one parent to the next, I wanted to share some safety precautions that you should take. Just things that are pretty common sense, but sometimes you might forget about them. As always, a parent has to take care of their small children. Small children tend to do things. They're excited, they're full of energy, they run around, and they often do the unexpected. And that's why we have to exercise a lot more precaution with smaller kids. First and foremost, the number one safety precaution, I'm going to go through 5 here. My number one safety precaution is to watch out for the balcony. The balcony is obviously a place that you don't want to be falling off of, especially as you're on a higher floor, but any floor, especially for a small kid. Kids tend to think they're invincible. They tend to do crazy things, especially with all the superhero movies out there of characters flying. Kids tend to want to try things out like that, and it's a dangerous place to leave a kid alone. So always have an adult on the watch with kids on the balcony. Otherwise, it's best to just lock the balcony up like a lot of parents do. They just lock it up so kids cannot access the balcony, and it's off limits. So that's my precaution safety tip number 1. Second safety tip is elevator doors can cause harm. Kids, especially small kids, my 2-year-old girl will always go for the elevator doors. If you've ever stepped in an elevator and all the buttons were pressed, you know a small kid's been at work just enjoying pressing the buttons. Kids find elevators fascinating, and my precaution for you is if you have small kids, even big kids can fool around with the elevator doors. It's best to have them at the back of the elevator, away from the doors. It's not the doors themselves that particularly the fingers fall in, get crushed by, because the doors tend to have sensors that open if your hand waves in front of them. But it's really the inside of the doors, where the doors are closing or opening. Kids tend to get their hand in the side of the doors, and that's where they could get stuck or get seriously hurt. I've seen it. So exercise precaution there. It's simple practice. Just have the kids away from the doors. The third safety tip has to do with the parking garage. The garage can be a dangerous place. The parking lot, the underground parking lot, you need to exercise extra caution there. Of course, there are cars moving around in the parking lot. So you need to make sure your kids are attended to. You're holding their hands as you're walking around. Don't let them run around in that parking lot, because cars can unexpectedly come out at any time. Unfortunately, it tends to be a place where cars tend to speed a bit, which is ridiculous, but I've seen cars speed in those underground parking lots, and it's a pretty dangerous place to leave your kids unattended. So again, it's common sense. Most parents would hold their kids' hands in a parking lot regardless of where it is, but I especially wanted to mention that for your extra caution. The fourth safety precaution has to do with the swimming pools. Swim with common sense. That's my tip. Okay? Now, the different buildings will have different policies around how old your kids can be when they swim. For example, at the Monarchy 325 Webb and 335 Webb, the policy that's in place right now is that kids 16 years old or under need to have adult supervision if they're going to use the pool. Doesn't matter whether they're swimmers or not. They need to have adult supervision. Now compare that to One Park Tower on Prince of Wales Drive, where they allow kids 6 years and above to swim unsupervised as long as they have swimming competence. underlying thing is, as a parent, I would suggest from one parent to the next, just use your common sense. If your kids can't swim, you definitely don't want to leave them alone in the pool. Doesn't matter what age they are, okay? That's my safety tip number 4. The last tip has to do with the weights room, okay? That can be a very dangerous place for kids to be fooling around with. And that's why most of the policies don't allow kids under 16 years of age to be in that fitness room. Weights are not only heavy, they can fall on you, but it's really harmful for a kid's development to be lifting weights at such a young age anyways. And there's plenty of studies to support that. So those are the 5 safety precautions that I would invite you to exercise as a parent. Ultimately, Mississauga Condos are awesome for families, but you just need to exercise common sense. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or concerns, you can reach me here at condoplanet.ca. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.